whole story. It's like the art history book. They left something out, right? They left out the details, right? So what did they leave out? Do you think? I'm gonna explain it to you what they left out. This is what color? Yellow. This is what color? Blue. I wonder if I have a magenta in here. I'll use this. What color is this?
Red.
Red. So what do we have here? The primary colors. And why are they the primary colors? I know that's a cheeky question, but why are they the primary colors? You can't go any farther back than these, right? Like there's no other color behind yellow that we can use, right? It's the base for which we make all colors. All right. You need clean palette knives. I'm going to buy some more. I would encourage you to get your own too. They're not very expensive. The problem with this cheap ink is it dries out really fast, but you need clean palette knives. So this is what we talked about before, if I take some of this yellow, right, and I add this blue to it, it should turn this green. Do you think what about this blue? Can I add this blue to this to make green? Probably not. Why? Why do you think I can't add that blue to this to make green? Let's try it. It's too dull, meaning what?
It's not enough saturation.
It's kind of blue, right? Let's see what happens. What do I get here? I don't get that Kelly green that we think of, that pure green, right? Like this is a what? What would we call this?
Sage green.
It's like sage or dirty, right? Like it's not a pure green. It's a dark green. What do you call that? If those of you who know a little bit more about color, there's actually a name for this color green. It's a tertiary green, meaning that it's actually farther down the color wheel. It's not the pure colors making green. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6 colors making green. It's getting dirtied up. There's something in that blue or something in that yellow that's contaminating our green. I know it's that because that's the right yellow. You can have the wrong yellow though too, is what I'm saying. And I don't have the wrong yellow here, unfortunately. Well, let's do the drawdown. That says it's yellow.
Yep.
That is definitely in the dark family of yellow, right? One of the things I always do with color when I'm making it, this is not how your color will print. I always take my ink, I take a bead of it, and I do a drawdown. So we would call that a dark green, but we would say it's really heavy. It's really heavy in the blue, and we have a term for that. And I need you guys to. The reason why I'm giving you this lecture now is that I want you to start using this language because it will serve you in painting, it'll serve you in design, it'll serve you in printmaking, it'll serve you when you go to do a press check at a printer. The term I'm going to use is a term for this green. It's a cool green. And when we have blue, when a color has a lot of blue in it, we say it's cool, meaning cold, right? It's cool. It's not a warm green, it's a cool green. And we know that because we use this nasty blue to make it. All right, so let's make the proper green. Same is true with the proper orange, with the proper lavender, with the proper purple. If you don't start with the right colors, you won't get what you want. That's what this is about. So when you go buy ink, you need something, I want you to get the right color. And you can ask me before you go, of course. I'm not going to make you flounder. All right, this is the proper yellow. How many of you have ever noticed that with a lemon, the lemon is the key to understanding how to make proper green. What do you notice about a lemon that's peculiar? A lemon sometimes has green in it. Have you ever noticed that on the edges? When it's not quite ripe, it has green in it. You actually, to make a proper green, you need yellow with green in it. You can't have yellow with orange in it. You can't have yellow with red in it. You can't have yellow with white in it. You can't have yellow with other colors in it. You need yellow that has green in it. And we call that lemon yellow. So if you're buying paint, let's say in the future for a painting, and you want pure yellow or make a green, you need to start with lemon yellow. This is a lemon yellow, or actually in our case, it's actually a process yellow, it's called. We're going to take that. And you're going to notice right away it's much brighter, much more in the yellow family. It's not as cool. I mean, it is cool, but it's not as blue as that, right? It's more green. And that's because we started with a yellow that has green in it. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Having yellow with green in it, but the lemon's proof that you can have. That's a much more green. Now, if I add just a sliver more of blue, it's going to get darker. Right? You see how little blue I added? Now, guess what? This blue has probably a little bit of green in it. And that has a name. This is called processed blue. Or, if you're going to buy it in the store, guess, have you ever bought any paint, like watercolors or paint? They're named weird things. You have to know it's suspect. Guess what? It's usually peacock blue. Because peacock blue has green in it. You have to know, you have to ask them when you're buying paint or something in the future. You have to know this. You're like, is that a green blue? Is that a yellow blue? Right? Is that a green yellow? Because I need a green yellow. And so this is an important language. Because if you buy any old yellow, it's not going to work. Notice that the base colors are getting close in value. Not in hue, not in color, but in value. But this is still a pure green compared to our first one. Now it's getting more Kelly, right? Notice I just add a little bit more and it's getting darker. That's what we call green. The other way of getting green is going and buying green. But this shows you if you start with the wrong color, you will never achieve this with that blue or that yellow. Now we should mix those two. Any questions about that? So you guys need to know about color theory. You have to know about it. You need to know the language. You need to know the vocabulary. If you don't stay up on it, you'll buy the wrong color. Unfortunately, most people aren't educated in the language of color. So you can see why they name colors numbers and stuff. Like in design, they're Pantone 169, right? Because people, I want that fire engine red. But guess what? Fire engine red is different to every single person. Like, for example, how many of you would say that's fire engine red? Now that you guys have been educated, what kind of red is that? Is that a warm red or a cool red? Can you tell? Now, I know I don't want to put any of you